your career. And guess what? You run a business called You Inc. Yes, that's right, You Inc. It's your company. Your career is your business. And that's what we're going to talk about today, You Inc., managing your career like a business. Okay, so Bernie, that's nice, but what's the point? Why are we doing this? Here's the point. Because a lot of people don't realize that they have to own their career. It's your career. Why wouldn't you want to own it? But a lot of people aren't. And as a result, a lot of people probably aren't very satisfied with what they're getting out of their career nowadays. Case in point, Gallup, everybody here heard of Gallup, right? The polling organization. They've done a multi-year study, and that study was on employee engagement. So what they were looking at was, where are employees with their career, who's engaged, who's not. And I want to point out a couple of things from that study that I thought were really interesting. First thing is, 87% of employees worldwide are not engaged in their work. They're not happy. They're not satisfied. Okay, Bernie, that's nice. We always like to keep up on what's current, and we want to know what's going on around the world. But what's happening in the United States? We're Americans. We want to keep up, but we want to know what's happening back here at home. 70% of employees look like that screen. Now, for you leaders out there, your people might be smiling in your face because they've got to put on that good face for you. But deep down inside, that's how they're feeling. For you employees, I bet you some of you out here are going, oh yeah, that's me. That's me, that's exactly how I feel. So your Sunday is not a fun day, and your Monday is depressing. And so I want to talk about that today, and I want to share two things with you all today. Just two. I'm going to keep it simple, and then I'm going to get off the stage. The first thing in terms of managing your career like a business is you have to shift your thinking. You've got to make a shift. It's so important because if you are an employee and you're still viewing your career from the employee mindset, guess what? You're going to get what employees get nowadays. You don't get to drive your career. Your decision making is limited, so you're not doing things you want. And how's the reward system nowadays for employees? Yeah, it's not that great. So you've got to think about those things. Okay, if it's not what I want it to be, then what do I want it to be? So you've got to consider that. You've got to shift your thinking. Very important. So what I want you all to do is think about that word shift. Let's focus on that for a minute. Because if you are shifting, something is changing. Think about keyboard, right? We all use computers. Everyone has a shift key on it, I hope. I hope you do. If not, I want to see how you type when we finish here. But if you think about that shift key, if I press the letter A, I'm going to get a lowercase a. It can be at the beginning of a word. It can be in the middle of the word at the end. It can stand alone and be a full word, right? It serves a purpose. It operates in its function, and it allows us to put words together so that we can communicate effectively with each other. Now, let's think about this. If I hit that shift key, then I hit the A, what happens? It changes, right? It goes from being small to larger. It looks different. If I blindfold you and I take two cardboard cutouts of letters, a small a and a capital A, and I put them in your hand and you feel them, don't they feel different? They have a different impact. That's what happens all because of a shift. So if you can start to shift your career, if you can shift your thinking about your career, you'll start to think bigger because now you're thinking like a CEO and not just an employee. Won't you see some things change if you can make that shift? It'll be bigger. The function will be different. Now, here's the thing. It's still the same. You're still the same person, just like that A is still the same letter. But it has a different impact now.